Alright, all you insomniatic TV channel surfers out there tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And a little bit of a factoid for you fans out there, this would be the first time for Raw or for the WWE that they would use a song by Skillet since the 2010 Royal Rumble match. I'm pretty sure that was the last time they used the Skillet song, and that was Hero. Yeah, and that's how far my brain almanac can go. Actually, a little bit further than that, you'll find out about that before the end of the year. But I digress, folks, because now it's time for us to go into another very special channel surfing edition of As Seen on TV. And the show we have up on the plate for this week that won the coin toss prior to this show would be none other than Rocket Power. And this show beat out Wild and Crazy Kids, just to let you know, by a coin toss. So don't blame me that the fact that a couple of you wanted to hear that show, you'll most likely hear about it before the end of the year or during the month of instant classicness, but either way, it's still coming down the tubes. And the meat and potatoes of this said show is four kids all trying to excel in extreme sports, all from the area of Ocean Shores, California, in the form of Auto Rocket, Reggie Rocket, Twister, and the new kid that's called a squid named Sam, all trying to do extreme sports to one-up each other, all under the watchful eye of Otto and Reggie's dad, known as Raimundo, and of course the island boy himself, named Tito. And I don't know why, Tito was always one of my favorite characters a part of this show. And not to mention, during this show, the cast was definitely one of my favorite parts of this said programming. And I got a feeling besides Raimundo, Sam, and definitely Otto with all of his crazy antics and tricks that he does during this show, one of my favorite characters besides all of them has to be Eddie Valentine, the all-day Halloween kid who comes around and say, "Greeting, mortals," and then all of a sudden takes off his mask to say something normal on a daily basis. And I think the episode that was tailored toward him was the Halloween episode that they decided to have to prove that he was actually a normal kid after all. Well, at least his parents, that is. And besides that, folks, another thing that I loved about this show had to have been the music that was featured during this set programming, which not only featured, and I kid you not when I say this, folks, music from Goldfinger with their song 99 Red Balloons, but also Bowling for Soup with Valentino, Big Real Fish with their song I'm Cool, and of course the Wipeouters with their hit song of Rocket Power, which opened up the show every single week, along with Individuality by Area 7. So it definitely had a hard-hitting soundtrack list, and not to mention, this would be yet another show that would feature Mark Hamill on the playbill for this said show as Ralph Sr. Yes, that's right, Cool Hand Luke Skywalker had a hand in this show as well. So he's been a part of a lot of 90s cartoons back in the day, and I never knew that, which is awesome. And for those who are wondering at home, the first initial show took place on August 16th of 1999, which I do believe was about 2 weeks before the official debut of SmackDown for you wrestling fans out there. And the final episode of this show would take place on July 30th of 2004. And for those who are hoping for the show to make some form of a resurgence on the Splat, I do believe the only show that came out of this show that was almost similar to this was a show that was called The Wild Grinders, which was made by Rob Dyrdek. So yeah, and not to mention would have the catchphrase of "amazing" during every single one of the episodes, which was amazing. And this show was created by the same company who made Rugrats, so that lets you know how cool this show really is too. And with this show, as of this past August, celebrating well over 20 years on the air, it still does come on the Splat on occasions if you're lucky enough to catch the show in the middle of the night. So if you still want to check out some old episodes, you're free to do so. And seeing the fact that we don't know how to review TV shows along the lines of TV Guide or any of those other TV show reviewers out there, we say this. If you guys want to watch a show where 4 kids take things to the extreme on a daily basis in their small town of Ocean, California, all while trying to outdo each other, while trying to make a name for themselves in their individual sports in their own extreme individual ways, with a little advice from Raymundo and the island boy Tito along with them, then I recommend you go out there, pick up your TV channel remotes, and watch that show. And it's definitely the most extreme show you'll watch for about 24 minutes or less, depending on commercials. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into music, and when we return, we'll be back with more of the Tuesday Night Special right after this. So don't go watching those infomercials just yet, folks, and stay tuned.